All right, little quick update this morning. I ran into a little issue. So what I do each morning is I go into my game logs tab and I add the new game logs. So for the 4 teams that played last night, you'll see, here's D'Angelo Russell. You'll see last night's game log pop up. I took February 8th off. I put October 22nd on. You'll see D'Lo. Here's his So Rare score, 22.7. And you'll also see that his L10 after that game is going to go down to 28. So what I realized was I had calculations in for these game logs that correspond to the L10s. So I've had to make these static. I just copied and pasted them special so they don't have formulas in them anymore. I'll have to change those each game week. Right after the lock happens, I'll come in and change them for the next week. Because we didn't have any games leading up to this game week, all the numbers, all the L10 numbers from this first game week are going to be the same in the second game week. This is the only week in the season that'll happen. Every other week, we'll have new L10 scores, and I've got a great way to track those for you. So what we've done here, you'll see these L10 scores are just dragging from my daily sheet. Those are the static ones, so those will stay. Those will be accurate for next game week. The upcoming means once we lock on Friday, next Monday's game week, we'll use the upcoming L10 scores. So as these game logs roll in, these players' L10s will change, and you'll now be able to see that change right on the game week projection tab. If a player has a false value in their upcoming L10 column, that just means they don't have 10 game logs in my list of game logs yet. So as soon as they play 10 games, like say Benedict Mathurin here, he wasn't healthy the second half of last season. Once he plays 10 games and I get 10 game logs for him, he will qualify for this and it'll automatically calculate his change and his upcoming L10. One of the cool things about this is you see in real time the change in the L10s. We can actually just do a sort here on column W. And for this, we want to see which guys their L10 scores went down. So we want the biggest negative numbers at the top. So we're going to sort A to Z. And you can see after that clunker last night that Jalen Brunson put up, his L10 score is going to go down. Now for this next coming game week, it'll still be 48. But then next Monday, with that bad game on the ledger, he dropped 5 whole points. So he'd be a 43. It's a 5-point drop for Brunson. And you can see some of the other guys that their scores went down. So this is going to be a tool you can use to find those players who may be helpful for you and get to the market before the rest of the crowd. I just changed the way things looked a little bit, so I wanted to make you aware. Hopefully you're finding all this helpful. If you need anything explained, please let me know. Happy to make a little quick video, share it with you. Once we get rolling in the season in a couple weeks, you'll see a lot less of these false values, and obviously the 0 L10s will be gone. And a lot of this will run smoother. Just working the kinks out here. Want to make sure I'm doing everything correctly when I enter everything each morning. But just to give you something to look at, I think this will be a great way to find some values.